Hey. Hey. Welcome back. Thanks for having me back. If you came back here, I know that everyone thinks that I just disappeared or got kidnapped or whatever, but no, I procrastinate and I've been working a lot and had a lot going on otherwise. So I promise this will not be a Trisha Paytas channel. I promise. But listen, y'all. So the last time we talked about her was when her and Peter Mon were going at each other. And when she went after Peter Mon. A lot's happened since then. A lot has happened. And so I feel like there's some other stuff I want to get into, like other videos I want to make, but I'm not going to be able to do it until I put this one out. So, buckle up, honey, because this roller coaster is insane. So if you recall, Trisha had been sober since May the 8th. And with a whopping 22 days of sobriety under her belt, she decided on the 30th of May that she was ready to date again. And she put out a video talking about it. Basically, she was saying how she can't trust anybody because nobody can get to know her because everything on social media gets misconstrued. Girl, misconstrued? Okay, I'll give you that. But then, like the next day, I think, or no. Later that same day. Okay, so PewDiePie had made a reaction to her and Nikocato's drama that they had going on. And now keep in mind, PewDiePie is like one of the top influencers on YouTube, like worldwide. I think he's got like 100 million, or he's almost at 100 million subscribers. Like PewDiePie, like basically runs YouTube. Well, if he worked for the government, he'd run YouTube. But anyway, don't get me started on that. But so keep in mind that like anyone else who criticizes Trisha talks about her, like me, she won't care. Like I have a whopping like 48 subscribers, so she won't even see this. Or if she does, like she won't matter because I'm just like an ant on a speck on a map. You know what I mean? Like I'm completely irrelevant to the situation. But like when other like drama channels talk about her, she gets like real butthurt and goes on a rampage about it. When Nicocato did it, she was saying that he was creepy and he was stalking her and like harassing her or whatever. But when PewDiePie did a reaction,
drugs. I always thought his stuff was funny. Like any jokes he's made about me, like sometimes those old ones will pop up and I'll be like, oh yeah, like I find that funny because I find him funny, you know what I mean? So it's not that I can't take a joke or that like, I guess it's just like delivery. And that kind of like was reiterated with PewDiePie's video because I was like, oh, like the ending was, I felt very flattered. I thought it was like, I laughed out loud at some parts at myself. No, at his commentary. I was like, wow, that's really clever. Like if he can get beaten down with stress and life and needing to cope with alcohol, like, and he needs time off, then like everyone needs time off. Everyone should heal and get help the way they need to. A lot of people are like you saying you're detoxing cold turkey is dangerous, but that's just how I do everything.
It was after that, though, that the cycling really got crazy. So on the 3rd of June, she did this. As disturbing as that was, have no fear, because by the very next day, she was chipper and ready to sell you products again.
Hey guys, what is up? I am coming at you today with another Adam and Eve video. I am super excited for these toys I'm about to show you. They are so girly and so glitzy and glamorous, and they get you off. This is going to be, I think these are my favorite sex toys I've ever had in my entire life. That's a bold statement considering I try to do these bi-monthly, so these are my favorite. They're beautiful, they're stunning, and I'm just excited to show you guys anything that you see in this video. You can get 50% off with my code Trish. You can shop at adamandeve.com, plus you get free shipping if you are in the US and Canada, so it's win.
On the 5th, she, this is of June, 5th of June, she announced that, girl, she was about to be on Broadway. And what she means by that is the tour that her musical career that she's funding. Like, she makes money on YouTube. She puts it into these music videos where she sings and dances. And so her manager got her set up on a tour, and one of the venues that she reserved, like she's renting this venue herself, it's got a Broadway address in New York City. So, I mean, if I could save my money enough, I could be on Broadway too. When none of those things got Jason Nash's attention, she went on a first date with Keanu Reeves.
So beautiful. Oh, sorry, can I touch you? Okay. I didn't realize how tall you are, how dark you are, how handsome you are.
After that, she just put a whole bunch of like random videos. Like, she babbled about therapy / like virtue signal to Jason Nash, about, you know, like how she's rational now and she's logical now and she sees the error of her ways, and she's a good person, and, you know, all this other stuff. Like, basically, like, see, Jason, I'm not crazy right now. Come back. She shoved fast food down her snout nonstop. She did more music things. She did covers. She put out, I think, a couple music videos. She babbled some more about therapy / virtue signal Jason Nash. Shoved some more fast food down her gullet. Check that out.
Have a last meal. An ice cream and Chipotle.
Oh, warm.
My sensors. Like, if someone's close to me.
Another sponsored lingerie video.
It's Trish, and I am back with another sex toy review for you guys. I am so excited for this because we have some girthy, we have some intensity, and we have some suctiony toys for you today, so I'm super excited.
As June progressed, she trolled us with more music videos and covers and singing like a lunatic in her room, like not even seriously. More food video, talked more about therapy and how she's like more healthy now, and even though like we're watching this cycle, it's so weird. And then, but what I forgot to throw in there earlier is that she completely mocked substance abuse throughout the entire month. You know, like I said, remember she said that she'd been sober since May 8th. So she's telling YouTube that she's been sober, and she's getting on here and talking about all the days and like what day she's at when she talk about it. But on Instagram, she's posting like Insta stories with her drinking alcohol with her friends. Like, so I don't know, but I've never been to an NA or AA meeting or anything like that, thank God. But I know a few people who have been in recovery, and when you're sober, you're sober. Like, when you're in recovery and you're working your program and getting therapy to like, you know, not cure, but like recover from your addiction or whatever it was, you abstain from all mind-altering substances. Arguably, medicine is one of those things, but it just depends. But anyway, like you're certainly not sober from alcohol, cocaine, meth, and opiates, but you're out here drinking with your friends, like, and being, you know, putting up drunk videos on Instagram. So like, she's just completely trolling. I mean, but everyone's talking about her. You got the mental health community arguing, whether she's sober or not, the addiction communities, everyone's arguing with each other. Then you have like the people who just love her, who, God, I can't even imagine the mental state of those people. No offense. I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to picture a person who's above a teenage in age, who's okay with that, you know. Sorry, I got a phone call. But anyway, all of the things that she's done throughout the month of June not one thing has gotten Jason's attention. Like, he's not responded, because best believe that's all she wants. Like, that's why she threw out the cheating accusation, so that he would call and be like, no, I didn't cheat. Oh, well, hey, well, while we're on the phone, like, no. So Jason, being a 46-year-old man, is like, she's a nutcase. Like, I'm done. Like, when he made the decision to be done, I believe that he's done. Like, he's not gonna fall for her crap, and like, it's driving her batshit crazy. So toward the end of the month, she amps up her game. Look what she did to David Dobrik.
That's a whole no.
I did with Jennifer Coolidge.
Yeah, that's fine, but I don't know Jennifer Coolidge. David doesn't talk to me. David hates me, so we're not tagging him. Hi, can I get a spicy chicken sandwich?
Am I coming out of left field? Ooh, I'm a rebel just for kicks. I've been feeling it since 1966. I'll be over now, but I feel it still.
That was on the 27th. Later that same day, she uploads a video from one of her ex-boyfriends. Like, I really don't buy that this guy was her ex-boyfriend, but he comes on the video and they're talking like how, you know, they dated back when she was really young, and like, he is her proof that she's not a crazy ex-girlfriend. Okay, girl. And then later that same day, that's when she really starts like honing in on Jason. So she makes a video called, like, I think it was Why My Ex-Boyfriend Sucks. And she's talking about, well, here, I'll show you.
I have definitely mourned and moved on, definitely. Time does heal. It just hurts. Happy that someone's happy and like close to someone, and you realize like, oh wow, I was the person that was holding them back from their happiness and from their success, and you know where he is, and like, you know, it can be torturous. Even though you're happy for them, it can be torturous. A message, I was like, hey, like, is it possible just to find a time I can come get my sneakers, I can bring, you know, Adam with me, I can bring my mom with me, you don't have to be there, like Todd can let me and his roommate, or trying to make it like very clear, like, I just want my things, like, don't need to talk, don't need to see each other. And he saw it and just didn't reply. Did I cross the line? Like, is this harassment again? Like, I went to my therapist and he's like, oh, well, despite how anything has ended, that deserves at least a response. And also he's like, that should get, you know, you should at least respond. That's like a human thing to do. It seems so silly to like contact a lawyer. That you're now seeing this person in even truer colors, right? And, you know, it's not judgment. This is just, this was also from an outsider perspective. Like, that's just kind of a crappy person in general. Like, not even a boyfriend, a friend, but just like a crappy person to not even respond.
You see how she did that? Like, she's trying to make it seem like, first of all, that any therapist would be like, yeah, message your ex-boyfriend. And I don't buy for a second that the therapist did that, or that the therapist said the things that she said. No way did that therapist say that. It's not a good person. So now she's virtue signaling via her therapist, because I guess she feels like, oh, Jason's not listening to me, so let me act like my therapist said that he's not a good person. Then he'll feel guilty. Then he'll be back. And he wasn't. He didn't respond. He didn't give her any attention. And honey, she pulled out the big guns. She spent the 28th on Twitter for sure, maybe on Instagram too. I don't really watch too much what goes on there. Like, I got too much to do on YouTube. She came for Jason and like pretty much the vlog squad, trying to say that they're all like sexual predators and that they're creepy people. So like, now she's pissed. Like, now she's angry, and so she's trying to lash out and hurt them. And keep in mind that she's kind of cycled back and forth this way throughout the whole time that he like cut her off. Remember, they broke up in February, but he kind of like, I don't know if he was like weaning her off a little bit, but like he stayed cordial and stayed friends with her at, what was it, till like the beginning of May or something like that. So now she's like like she's raving. Like, she goes back and forth between like anger and depression and sadness and victimhood, and then back. I mean, she's jumping back and forth the whole time. So it was the 28th that she starts like throwing out accusations and mostly like implications at Jason and his friends about, you know, like I said, being sexual predators. I don't know what happened on the 29th. I don't know if this next thing happened on the 29th at the 30th, but I saw everything on the 30th. So then she has like a breakdown, like where she's crying and she's depressed and like she just can't have a happy life. And I got some footage of that too. Go ahead.
I'm just really fucking alone. And I can't. I can't do this battle anymore. This depression, it just fucking sucks. Like, people have reached out and I like thank you so much, but I just can't. I can't feel the love. I can't. I know I'm depressing everybody. And I ruined everyone's lives, including my own. I just fucking can't do this shit. Because at the end of the day, I can't sustain any sort of love or anything in my life. Fuck. Fuck.
That seemed kind of disturbing. Like, especially if you're not like used to her antics and just kind of used to how she does. Like, I don't have any more sympathy for her. Like, God forbid if something really did happen to her, like, I'd feel bad, like, as from one human to the other. But like, I just recognize what she's doing. So I'm just like, oh God, if I could say anything to either of them, it would be to Jason. Jason, hang in there. Do not contact her, because if you do, like if she brings you to the point where you finally break down, what's going to happen is when you try to dump her next time, or like try to, you know, create those boundaries back next time, she's going to be like, oh, well, all I have to do is just go absolutely nuts for over a month and then he will. Like, she'll just come harder every time because she knows you'll break down. Do not break down. Like Trisha's saying that her therapist said that you're a bad person and that she can message you. Trisha is also saying that her therapist is saying that she needs to learn boundaries and set them and protect herself, but that you don't have a right to those boundaries. You set those boundaries. That's how you broke up with her. Like, you have every right to be respected for your space. You owe this chick nothing. You don't have any kids. You weren't married to her. She's a nutcase. She tried to destroy you and your friends' lives back in February, and that's why the breakup happened. And then she's done nothing but just all this. Like, it's insane. This girl is 31 years old. 31. And let me say this real fast, because I'm gonna have to go to bed. I'm up way past my bedtime. But how can I put this? Okay, so there was a time when I was younger that, like, if there's a community, like a nation of crazy bitches who get dumped because they're fucking crazy, I would most definitely have been a resident of the community. If not like a high-ranking member, like maybe the president. I mean, I don't want to gloat, but at least somewhere on the board. But what I'm witnessing with Trisha, like, makes us look bad. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, I'm reformed. I'm older now. Like, I grew and I learned and I, you know, whatever. But I was a little out there when I was 20. You know, like in my 20s, like I didn't, like, this ain't about me. I'm just saying, like, I think a lot of women can say that they've been there where you're just like, oh, I'm sure he's thinking about me. Let me text him. Let me call him, you know, whatever. Like, today, no, leave them people alone. Make them leave me alone. Like, you know, whatever. But for me to understand somewhat what she's going through, I think it's like normal feelings that people have. But this woman has no impulse control. None. And she's got a platform, so it's scary. You know, like, on one hand, I'm like, man, I hope it's teenagers that are watching her, because I hope this is not like adult women who think this stuff is cute. But then I'm like, should teenagers be learning how to, like, adult, how to romantically adult from Trisha Paytas? No. Okay, well, I gotta go. It's been fun. I got a background now. I have a tripod. My ring light, we'll talk about that later, but I'm just going to say this. I'll just give you one thing about it. It's on a dustpan right now. I don't know how to read Taiwanese. I have no idea how to put it together, but I'm trying to watch videos. Anyway, I digress. Please like and subscribe if you liked it. Thanks. Bye.